Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live. And today is Friday, August 27th, 2021. We are in the final day of the trading week, thank goodness. And we are also in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions. And I say this because during the day, you have the algorithms and you have the day traders. They move the price around. I consider it mainly noise. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider them to be the smartest money on the street because they have very smart people, best information, best technology, and they're dealing with the most money. And so making your buying and selling decisions should be with the most valid price of the day. And in my opinion, the most valid price of the day is the closing price. And that is why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions just minutes before the market closes. So thank you all for coming today. I hope you are having a really good day. Appreciate you being here. I always look forward to this time of the day. We have so many great people in this group and they contribute so many things. So I try to thank everyone every day, but I'll do it right here before the show. But thank you for coming, and I hope that by spending your time here and investing your time here, it's helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently, big day up in the markets. The Dow is up 233 points, up 0.66. NASDAQ having a huge day, up 190 points, up 1.28%. And the S&P is up 39.29, up 0.88%. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today that I will share with you as well. After that, we're going to go over to the board where my students have their positions. We're going to take a look at those, see how those are doing. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about trader psychology. It is important to learn how to trade, entries, exits, support levels, indicators, resistance, all that jazz. It is important. I'm not taking anything away from it. You do have to learn it. But after you learn it and you make a plan, that's when the tough work starts. That's when you have to follow the plan. And with making money, losing money, we're all human. It elevates our emotions either to the upside or the downside, and sometimes it's difficult to follow the plan because of those emotions. So I like to touch base, or I like to touch on trader psychology every day because it is such an important component in trading. After that, I do have some end of day candidates that I'm considering buying today, both on the daily and the weekly. I have three requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a trade. First, I need a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2 to 1. And thirdly, I need to have a complete trading plan. A complete trading plan for me includes position sizing based on the current volatility of the market, knowing what my maximum allowed loss is, knowing where my emergency stop is, knowing where my end of day stop is, knowing where my intraday profit targets are, knowing where where significant overhead resistance levels are, and then lastly making sure that I have a really good trailing stop methodology in place so that if I have a nice trade, I don't give it all back, which is always the worst, right? So using those three criteria, I'm going to go through my potential end of day candidates, both on the daily and the weekly. If I find something at the end of the day that looks good, makes sense, I will purchase it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you have anything you need me to clarify, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. And then also, if there are any stock symbols that you are interested in getting my opinion on before the close of the day, put them in the live stream. I will do my very best to get to them before the close. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please wait until the close of the market so that I'm done teaching, trading, pressure's off, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all updated. Okay, so that's the plan for today. As usual, I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, grab a drink of water, and I'll see you back here in 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okie dokie, Smokey. Let's see who is here today. My voice is a little weak today. I apologize. Michael Wilkinson is here, that AKA Leva. Really nice to see you, Michael, as always, buddy. Looking forward to our lesson on Monday. Michael Martin is here from the road. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you are having a really good day, that you're out there driving safe, you and your wife, and it's nice to see you. Tom is here. Thank goodness it's Friday. Nice. I agree. It's been a great week. Honestly, it's been a great week. Very happy, but I am glad the weekend is here. Dan is here with my peace sign. Thank goodness, Dan. If I didn't have the peace sign every day, I'm not sure what I would do. Seriously, I love seeing the peace sign from Dan. It's always good vibes from Dan. Anya T is here. Nice to see you. I hope you are doing well, my friend. I hope you're feeling well today. And thanks for coming by. Miko is here. Good afternoon, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Michael. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Nigma is here. Hi, everyone. The stream is not working for me. Am I alone with this? Ooh. I hope not. Let me see. Is it working over here? Seems to be working over here. I hope it's working. Hi, I'm in. Okay, good. Nigma, TTE, please. Okay. TTE. Oh, that's 5 minutes. Nice big day today for sure. A little extended in my opinion. We do have a close under, close back over the 200. We do have a 520 crossover. Not sure if that back test well. Little far extended, however. We did get above the 50 RSI. We did get above the 50-day moving average. We rejected the 1 ATR channel. Let's take a quick peek at the weekly. Weekly has some pretty significant overhead resistance level with that 200. I think it's a little chasey. That's my honest opinion. Johan is here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're out there flying safe and having a good evening in Hong Kong. Michael says, it feels like I have too many positions, but other than profit targets, there's been almost no Gregorian sale rules triggered this week. Well, there you go. You know, if there's no selling rules, I would stick with it. You don't have to add a new position. Helen Irving is here. Nice to see you, Helen. Appreciate you coming back. Hope you're having a good afternoon as well. Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Thank you, as always, for everything that you do for this channel and for your friendship. Jonathan says, evening, Greg and group. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Hope you're having a good evening in Ireland. And McDonald's, I kind of thought you were out of that, so we'll go ahead and just take you off of that right now. Bam. Done and done. Okay. My good friend Ava is here. Nice to see you, Ava. Nice chatting with you earlier. Hope you are having a good day. Khalid is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Khalid. Always nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day. You're welcome, Nigma. Frank says, hello, Greg in the group. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. Frank is the trading poem poet, the best one in the world. I have no doubt about that. And Frank, thank you as always for everything that you do for this channel. Steve Burns, hey Steve, good to see you, my friend. Hope you are having a good day. Also, another person I need to thank for his contributions, and it's always an honor and a privilege to have you here, Steve. And also, thank you so much for including me today on your Friday Twitter list. I always appreciate that as well. Hope you and Holly and the dogs are all doing well. Please give them my best. Gary says, happy Friday, Greg and fellow traders. Nice to see you, Gary. Hope you're having a good day, my friend. Always glad to see your name in the live stream. Okay, well, should we get to it? Let's do it. All right, myself, half position, David, Tom, and Steve Burns did buy Amazon with a deep dip buy with the under 200, over 200. I bought at 33.05 and Steve bought at 32.99. I made a note here and it is moving up nicely. One profit target today at 33.44.39. So this trade up on the day and up 1.3% so far on the trade. KLAC monster trade here. Tom and I did take KLAC with a 520 crossover a couple days ago at 334.51. It is up 2.77%. I did hit 2 intraday profit targets, and this particular trade from entry up 2.53%, so not too shabby, as my dad would say. JO, Frank, Michael Martin, myself with the half position, and Tom did buy coffee, JO, the ETF with the 520 crossover, bought it at 51.53, did hit 3 profit targets today. It is up 2.56% today. And from entry, this trade is up 2.48%. I don't like the price action on this. I don't like that we rejected the third ATR channel. 92% of prices fail at the third ATR channel. I don't like the candle bar either. So I'm going to take a precautionary measure here today, and I will sell half of this position and lock in half of this position. It's a bit of a discretionary move, but I don't like the rejection of the third ATR channel. It has a nice profit. I'll lock half in. If it keeps going up, then great. I'm glad I still have half. If it comes down, I'm glad I sold half. It's one of the few no-lose situations in trading, taking off half of positions. But so far this is really good, but I unless it closes back above the third ATR channel, then I'll keep the entire position. But with this type of price action and the rejection of the third ATR channel, it's a bit of a red flag for me, and I will take half of this off today. I will lock in half. MasterCard. All right, I did buy MasterCard yesterday with the end of day rejection of the 250-day moving average. I did buy it at 352.87. Looks like very close to hitting a profit target here. We'll probably hear the ding of the bell if that limit order takes place, up 0.85% on the day and up 0.85% so far on the trade. SPY. I did buy the SPY yesterday at the close with the overnight SPY trade at 446.26. Sold it with a little gap up overnight at 447.10. I do buy this. This is a trade I use every day. I buy it. I buy the SPY, SPY, at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning at the open, and that is the that's the approach to this system. If anyone's interested in the details of why I do this in my YouTube channel, in the lessons section, in the lessons playlist, I have a video where I explain exactly why I do this, and it's been profitable ever since I have been using it. So pretty good. I will buy this lead again today at the close, hold it over the weekend, sell it first thing Monday morning. AGQ. All right, nice trade on AGQ. So I did buy AGQ back here, deep dip buy with an under 30, over 30. I bought it at 35.04, moved up nicely, did move 1.5 ATRs for my entry. I went into trailing stop mode. Yesterday we had a close below the previous day's low. I locked in half profits based upon that, which was a bit of a red flag. But today, huge bar up here, broke out of the range, V1, bullish engulfing. Did hit two profit targets, one here at 37.37 and one at 38.02. Steve also bought AGQ with a 520 crossover at 36.96. So we're both up on the day nicely, up 4.36%. And this particular trade for me, up 8.64%. And for Steven, 36.93, up about 3.63%. So great trades all across the board. So everything, great trades today. I mean, everything across the board. Apple, okay. Now, I did take some intraday. I did take some, where is my trade? Here we go. I did take a day trade on Apple with this return to value, sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, and a V2. I bought at 148.06. I sold at 148.35. I sold at 148.39 and 148.51. Pretty good trade right there. I got out here. Looks like about the right time on this big move up here. I went flat, return to value again, sideways motion. Did buy again with the close over the 200-day. I could have bought this under over, but the reason I didn't, it seemed a little chasey. I like this pattern better with the sideways motion, false breakout to the downside. Close over the 200-day moving average with the better risk to reward ratio. I bought at 148.27. I got out at 148.37, 148.46, and 148.67. So all in all, pretty sweet trades on Apple. Let me clean this board up. All right. CCL, I did have a day trade on CCL right before the podcast started. We had a return to value, we had a sideways motion, we had a false breakout to the downside, and we had a V1. You know, this is one of my bread and butter approaches. Return to value, sideways motion, false breakout to the downside, V1. I bought at 24.40. A couple bars later, I sold half at 24.45. Had another big bar up. I sold everything because that was the beginning of the podcast. And so that is why I got out. So in at 24.40, out at 24.45, and out at 24.48. So all in all, pretty sweet day. Batting 1,000 on that. Let's go over to your trades. Take a look. Jonathan did buy apps with an under 30, over 30. Bought at 51.18. It's 53.24. Up 4.05% today, and up on the trade about 3.96%. So very good. Steve Burns had a great trade here along with Tom with a 520 crossover, bought at 425. 425.48. It's 438.47, up nicely, up 2.57% today. IEX Lava bought IEX at 224.70. It's 225.94, up today as well, and nicely up on the trade. Tesla, Tom had a great trade on Tesla down here at 664.60 with an intraday or with the end of day rejection of the 200-day moving average with the deep dip buy. It is up 1.57% today, and Tom is up 6.63% on this trade. Way to go, Tom. DocuSign. Jonathan bought DocuSign, 520 crossover at 298.70. It's 301.72. It's up 2.22% today and up on the trade. NOC. David bought NOC yesterday, 520 crossover and a V1. Bought it at 365.10. It's 365.04. So it's down 6 cents on the trade. Well off of its lows. Glad to see that. SRPT. Frank bought SRPT. Looks like return to value, sideways motion. And a V2, oh, he bought it at a different place. He bought it at 74.42 at 79.09, up 0.97% today, and nicely up on the trade. IWM, love, way to go, buddy. Holy hamburgers, under 200, over 200 with the V2, bought at 215.40. It is 226.82, and this is up a monster 5.05% for Leva on an index, by the way, which is really great. UTZ, Jonathan bought UTZ higher. Oh, no, excuse me. Under 30, over 30, V2, rejection of the negative third ATR channel at 1841. It's 1906. It's up 2.42% and up more than that on the trade. Boeing, Kamal. This is Kamal, right? Pretty sure. Kamal, if this is wrong, let me know, but I do have Kamal down here with the rejection of the negative third ATR channel in the V1 at 213. It's 221.76. It's up 2.44% today and up 4.22%. Ooh, how about that on the trade? Very nice. EXAS, beautiful trade by Ava. My gosh, Ava, congratulations. Look at this beautiful move down, sideways motion, under 200, over 200, 93.10. It's 104.04. It's up 2.95%. 59% just today, and it's up 10.48%. I really like this sideways motion here. Sideways motion leads to trends. Trends lead back to sideways motions. We all know that, right? IQV, Ava, another fantastic trade here at 248.10. It's 259.91. It's up 0.53% today. Bit of a bearish candle up there. I think that rejected the 70 Ava, up 4.59%. Twitter, Frank bought Twitter at 64.24. It's 63.42. It is up on the day, but it is slightly down on the trade. And then lastly, we have Square. Gary bought Square at 270.73. It's 268.69. He did get out of half yesterday, so it's up nicely on the day, but it is down on the trade. And then, because it is Friday, I did want to show you my weekly trades. Of course, I take trades every Friday if I have a setup. And where are my weekly trades? Here we go. This has been a really big one. Anyone else in this with me? No, I'm the only one in this. So this has been, again, I do like to trade multiple time frames. I bought this months ago, Dash, false breakout to the downside in the V1. We came back, tested the negative 1 ATR channel, held the halfway, bought at 1374.48. I did sell half here because it rejected the 50. I sold another half of a half here with the close under the previous day's low, or previous bar's low, after reaching trailing stop level. Left a quarter position, did hit one profit target this week at 192.70, but this is the power of weekly trades. Look at this trade. From entry to current price, this trade is up 26.84%. Pretty sweet, right? Okay, Tesla, also a weekly trade. I did buy Tesla, I guess about a month ago. V2 520 crossover, bought it at 685.47. Moved up, did hit some profit targets. Did hit another profit target this week at 707.41. This particular trade from entry to exit up 3.77%, not too bad. And then Apple. I did short Apple last week with the false breakout to the downside, over under 70 RSI, and a V1 to the downside. I shorted it at 148.22. It's 148.57, so I'm down about 25 cents on the trade, which I feel pretty fortunate being short Apple and being bound 24, 25 cents after a week. So if it closes over the 70, that will be my stop. So it looks like, unless there's a huge run at the end of the day, it looks like I will be keeping this short position. All right, well, that was a mouthful. Oh, Steve exited AGQ. Okay. All righty, bummer. All right. So I'll take that off then, Steve. Okay. Johnson says TTD, it may go sideways. I think I have TTD on my, no I don't. Let's take a look at TTT for Johnson. Yes, it is a higher low V2. Very nice. 1.81 million shares traded, so it has good volume. Closed below the -1 ATR channel, rallied into the value zone, had a pullback. Nice V2. Yeah, looks good. Only thing concerns me is this big down bar here on the weekly. If we got to halfway, we'd probably find some issues there. Let's take from here to here would be your stop. This would be your stop right here, at least for me, with the V2. So the risk to reward ratio does look like it would be valid for 2 to 1. From here to here is your risk. From 2 up to here would be your reward. So yeah, that looks really good. Waterbender says, happy Friday, Greg and group. Hi, Waterbender. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day. SDC. Yeah, higher low V2. I don't like that we've rejected the downward sloping -1 ATR channel though, Johnson. Sorry, I always feel like I poo-poo everyone's trades, but I didn't, right? TTD was good. TTD was good. Frank has a poem for us. Let's read this. This is going to be goody-goody. Okay. Let's put this in here like so. Okie dokie smoky. All right, there we go. All right, let's read this. The market's justice is often swift when you trade with emotions and go adrift. The rules we trade by bring clear sailing, no mist, and in an uncertain market, it bridges the rift. Come on, so good. The market's justice is often swift when you trade with emotions and go adrift. The rules we trade by bring clear sailing, no mist. And in an uncertain market, it bridges that rift. So great, Frank. Thank you, sir. That is just amazing. That is just amazing. Steve has a ARKK. Come on, Greg. ARKK does have a 520 crossover. Yes, it does. It does. Let me put that on the list today, Steve, and do a little math. All right, so yes, it does have a 520 crossover, which I'm sure backtests well. Frank was out of Twitter yesterday. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So Twitter's out of there. Johan says, Frank, so good. Dan says, Frank, so good. Disney has a 1050 EMA crossover. Yeah, Disney is on my list today. Where is my list? Where did it go? Those are my positions. And Disney has a 520 crossover today. It also has a close under, close back over the 200. So that's on my list. We'll be checking that out. Did MasterCard hit my profit target? It did. Sweet. All right. Okay. So listen, everybody, there's a lot of things to look at the end of the day for our end of day trades. I'm going to have to really dial down and figure out what's the best one. It's always kind of tough when there's a lot of really good setups, and there are a lot of good setups today, but we will figure it out. We will come up with the best one. I'm sure of that. But before we do, I wanted to talk a little bit about trader psychology. Of course, I have my favorite posters on Facebook and Twitter that talk about trading, good trading words of wisdom, trading psychology. My favorite, of course, is Stephen Burns. He is here with us right now in the chat. He is at @SJosephBurns over on Twitter. Please follow him. It's free. And if you don't, you're really doing yourself a disservice. And also go over to newtraderu.com. That is where Steve's website is. He has great online courses, books, great articles, content, everything that makes us better traders, investors. And just want to take this opportunity, Steve, to thank you for all your great posts that you have on Twitter and Facebook that help to make us all better traders and investors. This is from the Rich Traders, New Traders, Rich Traders group over on Twitter. And let's see what Steve has to say. He's quoting Richard Dennis. Richard Dennis, very famous trader. Of course, he was one of the original creators of the turtle trading system, if you've ever heard that. But let's take a look. Anyway, the guy's a smart guy, just like Steve, right? He's a smart guy, very famous trader. I believe he was in Market Wizards. So, you know, when a Market Wizard speaks, we probably want to listen. Let's see what he has to say. Trade small, because when you're a new trader, that's when you're as bad as you're ever going to be. That's true. Learn from your mistakes. Don't be misled by the day-to-day fluctuations in your equity. Focus on whether what you're doing is right, not on the random nature of any single trade outcome. And it's so true. I did the complete opposite of this 25 years ago when I started trading. I did not know what I was doing, and I traded with huge amounts of money. It did not turn out well. It turned out well in the long run because I wanted to learn to become a good trader, and I did. I went and studied with lots of great traders, learned a lot, made it my life's purpose to become a good trader. And so I don't think that would have ever happened if I would have not had that stumble at the beginning of the trading. That being said, I really wish I would have traded small, because that is when I was at my worst, but I did the opposite. So you don't have to go through the mistakes that I do. Let's read what Richard Dennis says one more time. Trade small, because when you are a new trader, that's when you're as bad as you're ever going to be. Learn from your mistakes. Don't be misled by the day-to-day fluctuations in your equity. Focus on whether what you're doing is right, not on the random nature of any single trade's outcome. And, you know, are you finding the common denominator here of all the things I talk about? It's all about trading conservatively, being it for the long run, getting a lot of reps under your belt, because the more reps you get, whether it's trading or anything else, you're going to become better. Looking at each trade as just one trade of the next 1,000 trades, and staying small until you get experience under your belt and become a trader. Then yes, you can increase your position size, but it's all about following your process, and that's what we're trying to do. So thank you, Steve Burns. Appreciate that, my friend. Hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for the great share here. That was helpful for me, and I hope it is helpful for everyone else. Okay, now let me close the door because I'm getting cold. Hold on. Okie doke, I am back. Okay. Steve says, thanks, Greg. You are welcome, Steve. Thank you. As always, Michael says, poo-pooing the charts we suggest makes us better recognize red flags when we're doing analysis. Criticism is always welcome. Well, I hope so. I always try to be as honest as I can with my evaluations when you want me to look at a chart. I don't want to just enable you and say, oh yeah, it looks great. You know, I mean, that would be a disservice. I always want to be as honest as possible. And let's see, that was Johnson that brought up, was it TTD? Yeah, TTD. That did look good. So I was glad I could get behind that trade. Steve says VRM back over the 30 RSI today. It definitely is. That is on my watch list today, Steve. So we'll look at that. Frank says, fun fact, before the Rolling Stones became famous, Mick Jagger was a student at the London School of Economics. Well, I'm sure he has had his a lot of experience with economics, being part of the Rolling Stones for sure. I'm sure he knows a lot about it. Steve says Oatly. Does not yet. Not at least. I have the 5 at 1755, and the 20 is at 1756. So that one does not look like a crossover yet. Oh, and this is an IPO trade. Okay. All right. So listen, before we start getting looking at new trades, let's look at current trades. Amazon under 200, over 200, doing great. Hit a profit target. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything I have to do there. KLAC 520 crossover. Nice, beautiful trade here. No warning signals. Looks like that'll be a keeper. JO did tell you it's been a really nice trade with the 520 crossover. I am going to sell half today with this rejection of the third ATR channel and this bearish looking bar. MasterCard. The under 250, over 250, it's worked great so far. We'll be holding that. One profit target at 355.92. Doesn't look like I have to do anything with that. SPY trade, nice overnight SPY trade. Of course, buying that again today at the close. And then AJQ, just a monster trade. Just a monster trade. And it already, wait a minute. Did it reject the 50? No, it didn't. Had it rejected the 50 today, I would have gotten out because 2 of my 3 criteria for getting out would have hit. We got to 47.29. So no, looks good so far. So everything looks great. Everything looks great. Batting 1,000 today. All right, here we go. Let's check this out. All right, give me 1 sec, please. Take care of a little business. I think that looks okay so far. Okay, here we go. VRM, under 30, over 30, under the 5 EMA, over the 5 EMA. Under the negative third, over the negative third. This all looks good. Good risk to reward ratio. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, we are about halfway of this bar down yesterday or last week. See how we're hanging right at about 50% of that? It is an under negative third, over the negative third. So I like the confluences of signals there. I certainly do, but I also don't like that we're at the halfway mark. Although the daily, I mean, you know, it did close back over the 5 EMA and under back over the 30. We have the 10 EMA to contend with there. That being said, I think I'm going to pass. Twillo, V1, higher. Did this close back above the 200? I think that did. So that was like a close over, close under. So we do have a higher low V1 close back above the 200-day moving average. MACD is positive. I quite like Twillo. EWZ. Wait a minute. Am I looking at the right? Oh, okay. Very similar charts. Close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. Let's check the weekly. Weekly is back over the 200 as well. That's a nice confluence. So I do like Twilio, EWZ. Lemonade has a invalid V1. It didn't wash it out enough, but it does have a valid V2 in this respect. MACD is positive. We came and back tested the negative 1 ATR channel. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, we're stuck right at that 1 ATR channel, so I think I'm going to pass on Lemonade. ARC has a 520 crossover from sideways motion. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly has a V2 and a 520 crossover. That does look pretty good. I don't like the 200-day moving average above, so I'm going to pass on that. Caterpillar does have a 520 crossover. That does backtest well. MACD is positive. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's okay in the value zone. It's 50-54. Is still holding the 50 RSI. That one is a possibility. AT&T has an under 30, over 30, and a V1, and a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. That's all valid. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly held support at the negative 2 ATR channel, so that's pretty good as well. We had the big down bar. The halfway mark is going to be right there, or slightly down, right about there. I think you'd already tested it, so I'm going to pass on that. Goldman Sachs. Last week, or yesterday, we had a false breakout to the upside. Here was the previous high. We went above it, came back down below it. It still rejected the 70 RSI. I think I'm going to look at that on the weekly. Disney, big strong day today on Disney. Close under, back over the 200. As Steve said, we had a 1050 EMA crossover. We also triggered a fractal. A fractal is a high with two lower highs to the left, two lower highs to the right. A little chasey on the daily. I think I like it better on the weekly with a 520 crossover, so I'm going to bypass on that. Upwork, higher low V2. While MACD is positive, let's look at the weekly. Weekly bounced nicely off the 50 SMA on the week. That one looks pretty good. Although if I take the 200 into consideration, I think I'm going to pass on that one. TTD looks good, actually. TTD. Higher low V2, MACD is positive. We went over the 50 RSI. Big down bar though on the weekly, halfway, concerns me. Although it still makes sense. It still does make sense. Looks like we have a 520 crossover there. That could potentially bring in some new buyers. Ooh, it's a tough one. All right. We'll keep that as a potential. Tilray was a higher low V2, no more. VRM, I'm going to let that one go because of the 10 days. So I'm looking at Twilio here. Close back above the 200, V1, MACD is positive. EWZ, close under, close back over. What is that? 15 million shares. How many the shares does Twilio have? 647. EWZ does backtest well. There is no doubt about that. 50 RSI, it's getting held up right there. Caterpillar does have the 520 crossover. It's faded from the top. And TTD, Trade Desk, I'm a little concerned about the big down bar. So for me right now, Twilio and EWZ look the best. So TWLO, TWLO. And what was the other one? EWZ. Okay, now let's take a look at some weekly trades. We have PayPal, return to value, sideways motion, nice V2. I do quite like PayPal. VIX, I was looking for an under 30, over 30, and Disney 520 crossover. So the real question is here, let's look at the monthlies on Disney, holding the 1 ATR channel and the 5. Let's look over on PayPal. PayPal holding the -2 and I'm sorry, holding the 2, holding the 5. We have that big bar down, but from a risk to reward ratio makes sense. I think the risk to reward is better on PayPal. Okay, sorry, a lot of stuff to go over. So, Twilio, I do quite like Twilio there. Oh, PayPal. Okay, so have to decide between Twilio and EWZ. EWZ has the monthly 200 above. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna buy Twilio on the daily, and I am going to buy PayPal on the weekly. So it's the weekly trade. Now, I do need to sell half of my position in orange juice in coffee. I'm going to do that right now because I don't like that bar, as you know. So I'm going to sell half of that right now. And then for me, I like Twilio. All right. 84. Oh, right. Okay, so let me do this then. Oh, 89. That's jumped right on up there, hasn't it? All right, well, that looks good. Okay. Oh, I wanted to look also at Goldman Sachs on the weekly. Yeah, Ava and I were talking about this. Does not look like a false breakout to the upside. Now it is up at that higher range, so I'm going to pass on that. All right, well, I think everything looks pretty good. right. So again, I am going to buy Twilio at the end of the day with this higher low V1 close back above the 200-day moving average. MACD is positive. And PayPal, I am going to buy on the weekly, return to value, sideways motion, and the V2. I think I'll just go ahead and buy PayPal right now just to get that out of the way. It's a weekly trade. PayPal, where are you? Okay, there's that, like so. And there is also this, like that. Where did PayPal go? Oh, okay, there we go. Now we've got it. Okay. So I bought PayPal on the weekly. So I already bought PayPal, and then I'm just waiting for the close on Twilio. We might as well do it right now so I can get to some questions. All right, here we go. Twilio. Done and done. All right, so I have Twilio, I have PayPal. And I have Twilio, and I have PayPal. Okay, all looks good. I think we're in good shape there. All right. Michael wants to look at ANET. Good. Closed below the value zone, into the value zone, had a couple days of pullback, which I like. V1, under 50, over 50. MACD is positive. Weekly, hanging between the 1 and the 2 ATR channel. You know, your risk level is probably, you know, the way that I trade, your risk would be about halfway of this washout bar from here to here. So does that mean we can get 2 to 1 to the upside? It's possible if we go up and test that for sure. But yeah, I think that looks fairly good. Wes, how you doing, Wes? Nice to see you. FTS. Well, we came into the value zone. We made a lower high. We have not washed out the low, Wes. And so with that being said, and I don't see a 520 crossover. I see a 510 crossover, but I don't see a 5. And it is a V1, but it's not really a valid V1. It did not wash out yesterday's low by more than a quarter ATR. From here into here is a quarter ATR. So half is here, quarter is here. So you need to go about this much. This did not wash that out. It would have to have washed it out down to about here. So I don't consider that valid, Wes. Glenn says EWZ is up 75% of the time in September. Twilio only 50. Oh, Glenn, I have to go back and redo everything. That's okay. I mean, they're both good trades. They are definitely both good trades for sure. I like that EWZ is back over the 200 on the weekly. I like that it's over the 200 on the daily. I do. I really do. I think I like that Twilio is in the value zone on the weekly, but we'll see. But I'm glad they're both up. Nigma says, have a good weekend, guys. I will. Thank you, Nigma. Appreciate it, my friend. Steve says, I'm long the following. Okay, so Steve is now long ARC, long Disney, and long VRM. So Steve is long ARC with a 520 crossover, Disney with a 1050 EMA crossover, and VRM 2712 under 30 over 30. So those are Steve positions, new positions today. ARC, Disney, and VRM. Okay, we have about 4 minutes left. Okay, so that's 0.3 times 3,000. Okay. 90. EWZ making a high on the day. Alrighty. And again, I did sell half of my JO. I bought Twilio with the false breakout to the downside, the V1, and the close back above the 200-day moving average. I also bought PayPal on the weekly with the return to value sideways motion. All right, so we'll just cruise on into the close then. EWZ making a high on the day. That's great. 1 minute to go, everybody, and we will call it a week. Twilio making a high on the day. "15 seconds to go. All looking pretty good. All looking good. Okay, there we go. Okie dokie. Well, let's see where everything was bought today. All right, so I did buy Twilio at 360.55. I bought PayPal at, that's a weekly, 278.30. And where is my overnight SPY trade? Where is it? There it is. SPY at 450.25. All right, so overnight SPY trade. I bought way up there at 450.25. Bam. I bought PayPal on the weekly. I bought it at 278.30 for the weekly trade. And then I bought Twilio at 360.55, so I got a good little price on that one. 360.55. 655. All right. That sounds like the plan right there. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits today that they would like me to update on the board, if you could please go ahead, put it in the live stream chat now, and I will get to it in just a minute. First, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I do a really good job of it. I teach a great course, I know that, in which I teach you all 5 of my different trading strategies, my different trading setups. I teach you step by step. When you're done with this course, I know you're going to be a better trader. I put a lot of energy into these classes. It's very important to me that my students succeed. It is really important to me. That's why I have this channel, and that's why I provide the one-on-one lessons. But I'm not going to let you go until you understand these 5 approaches, and we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about position sizing, emergency stops, end-of-day stops, intraday profit targets, overhead resistance level, trailing stops, trader psychology, all sorts of stuff. It's a great class. I've had so many students from around the world, really good reviews, really good feedback. The course, it does cost $1,750, which is a lot of money, but it's worth every penny, everyone. I promise you. So if you're interested, send me an email. The email's in the link of this description, or in the description of this video. If you send me an email, I'll reply and say, how's it going? Thanks for saying hi. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call is totally free. I just want to learn more about you, your trading, your challenges, your goals, and it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And then when we're done with the call, think about it as long as you want to. And then one day, if the mood strikes you and you decide today's the day that you really want to be a better trader, then email me back and we'll get it set up. Secondly, I do have a really good course on udemy.com called the Deep Dip by Stock Trading Strategy. Again, with this course, I've got so many good reviews, so much feedback from around the world. It's super affordable. It's like $12 or $15 on udemy.com. The link to that course is in the description of the video. If you have 12, 15 bucks kicking around, and if you have some time this weekend, watch the course. I promise you, you'll be amazed at what a better trader you're going to be. So check that out. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, if you like the content, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It helps to build the channel, helps keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's some valuable content here. So if you already have hit it, thank you very much. If you haven't hit it and you're about to check out, if you do it before you go, I would really appreciate that. I really would. So, okay, that's my biz. Let's get back to your biz. Okay, we have ARK. Steve bought ARK 520 crossover. Bought it at 121.78. Dynamic duo not here today. They are getting married. So if you're listening from afar, you guys, congratulations. Hope you have a great wedding, great honeymoon. And keep in touch with us. Where are you going on your honeymoon? Disney. Steve bought Disney at 180.08. And Steve bought that, could have bought that with a variety of signals. Steve bought that with the 1050 EMA. Crossover. I'll put EMA there so we know. Okay, there's Steve and VRM. Okay, Steve bought VRM under 30 over 30. At 27.12. So really good day today. Very happy with the results of this week. Very grateful. And I did make a yearly high today, as a matter of fact, as well. So I'm grateful for that. Oh, and long Otley as well. Okay. Otley. O-T-L-Y. Otley. And Steve bought Otley with a 520 crossover at 1830. Okay, Steve, got you taken care of there, buddy. Okay, now Gary is in Vroom. And also in Twillo. Okay. Kamal is in Twitter. $63.24. Good entry there. Kamal. In Baba, all right. Oh no. Ah, everybody, my computer did that thing. Gosh, dang it. All right. I'm going to have to write this all down. Gosh, darn it. All right. Sorry, everybody. Let me write this all down. Dang it. All right. I'll get this all taken care of. All right. So I've already done that. So let's see. Steve is ARC 121.78. Disney 180.08. VRM 27.12. Otley 18.13. All right, I'll get this all taken care of before Gary, TWLO and VRM. Kamal, Twitter 63.24. Baba 160. Uber 40.80. Tom, Twillo, and PayPal weekly. Miko, Twillo, and PayPal. Ava, Twillo, PayPal, Twillo, PayPal, and out of IQV. Kamal says, thank you, Greg. Happy weekend. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Kamal Yohan says, thanks, Greg, and everyone. Have a peachy weekend. You have a peachy weekend as well. Miko says, thanks, Greg. Have a great weekend. Thank you. I hope you have a nice weekend as well, Miko. Michael Martin said, long Diz and Twillo. All right, so Disney and Twillo. already in Amazon and out of JO. Michael says ANET, bought it on the V1. I'll be using the 50 and the 50 RSI as a net. Okay. So Lova in ANET. I'll just update all this stuff later. Jonathan, PayPal. Lova ANET 372.56. Gary says, have a great weekend and all. Thank you, Gary. Hope you have a nice weekend with the family, my friend. Oh, man, I might start writing this down every day. It's a lot quicker. So I think I got Steve, Gary, Kamal, Tom, Miko, Ava, Michael, Martin, Lova, and Jonathan. Okay, I think we got all of that. Let's see, did I miss anyone else? I got Otley for Steve, right? Okay, Michael Martin got that taken care of as well. Oh, snap. All right. Okay. Spies down. Twillo's up. Good, good. Tesla. Okay. All right. That all looks good. That all looks good. All right. So, as always, do you want to go over this real quickly? I like this saying. I try to apply it in my life. This is from Martin Kornfeld. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. It's pretty simple, and I think it's true. If everyone in this world did one nice thing for another human being each day, imagine the different world we would have, right? In my perfect world, each person would do something nice for an animal as well. That would be twice as good. But, you know, whether you can do it for a human or an animal or both, try to go out, do something nice each day for someone or an animal, and it will make the world a better place, and I think it'll make you feel good too. So just always want to leave off with that. Tom says, have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much, Tom. Appreciate that, my friend. Looking forward to our lesson next week. And yeah, wow, what a week. What a day, what a week. Kind of fun to be a trader on weeks like this, right? All right, well, I'm going to go out, go for a little hikey. Looking forward to that. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Be good, be safe, drive safe, study your charts, have fun. Ava says, really appreciate you, Greg, and everyone here. Have an amazing weekend. You as well, Ava. Appreciate your friendship, my friend. And yeah, and if you could remember, hit the thumbs up button if you haven't. I would really appreciate it. So I think that's a wrap for the week. We'll see you on Monday, and have a really great weekend. Thanks again for being here. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity.